where does Jeremy Pruitt go from here? Where does Jeremy Pruitt go from here in terms of Alabama? That's the question on a lot of fans' minds at this point. So, what does this ultimately mean? Does he come back? Does Alabama still pursue him? What are you thinking about? Me personally, I'll start things off. I talked to somebody close to the situation while we were waiting for the verdict to be handed down. And what I was told, Jeremy was promised a job if he wanted it. And that could have been in any position. As far as how this show cause works, if he's hired regardless of position at any school, he has to sit out an entire year to serve out that suspension. So, to me, the obvious choice for Alabama is hire him as a defensive analyst. He serves out his suspension. And then, two, on the other side of it, Kevin Steele gets his 1 year requirement to be vested in the state of Alabama in terms of retirement. He gets that. He retires. He goes off into the sunset the way he wants, probably with a national championship ring. And then after that suspension is served, Nick moves Jeremy Pruitt right in to fulfill that role as the defensive coordinator. Simple to me. What's your take? Where does Alabama go? Or do they make that choice to stick with him? What do you think, guys?
I think that's a good take. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think we're still down a coach. And I think if Saban does do that, then brings him in, he'll probably like a co-D coordinator. Maybe he moves up Robert Bala or Freddie Roach or somebody like that. That way you still have kind of your recruiting, because I don't know if Pruitt's going to be able to recruit. But like we said, Coach Saban's going to find a way to finagle this.
Yeah.
And make it work for his staff. And he will find a way to, I think, to have Pruitt on the staff. Like you said, Justin, have him come in as an analyst, sit out for a year, probably just watching film. And then next year, he'd be like a co-D coordinator or, something like that, where he can just put this defense and get these guys right. So I think that's a good move.
Chris.
I agree. I completely agree with what you guys said. That makes the most sense. It's the most logical. With JP, probably Alabama's probably the only place in the SEC right now that'll touch him. I mean, not nothing bad against him. I think he's great. Just the fact that they don't, the backlash that comes with it. Saban doesn't care what nobody thinks. He's the ultimate image rehab coach. Because you think about how bad it was for Lane Kiffin when he got fired on the tarmac. You think how bad it was for Sark. With alcohol problems. And you think about how he rebuilt Bill O'Brien's image after he got fired from the Texans. It's so many guys.
Coach Loxley,
Mike Loxley, yeah.
That's a great example.
Gaddis. You come into the rehab program, Nick Saban rehab program, and get your image cleaned up, and the rest is history, man. Because I mean, who would have thought, like now, like 10 years ago, that Sark could be the head coach at Texas, Lane Kiffin be the head coach at Ole Miss?
Nobody. It would have been. They would have laughed you out of the boot.
I see him coming to Bama, going on the radar for a year, just get hired, come on as an analyst, and so there you have it.
Other teams, fans, analysts, what have you, want to place this stigma on Jeremy Pruitt like he's this outcast, should be unforgiven and wear scarlet letter. Well, that's fine. He can wear scarlet letter A for Alabama. One man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
Yep.
Right.
And if y'all want to pass on him, that's to your own detriment. We'll take him back in.
We will.